China says it's dispatching experts to stop.
In Australia, showers, hail and snow.
Coming up on CNN Today, we'll tell...
Find out where the Hammond claim is and take her there. Why me?
Because Steve and I are going to be busy collecting gold.
Shoes had been worn beyond.
Hence again, subtitle, Mate.
Dreams and experiments cannot
Pleased to make your acquaintance, my dear.
Ah, ballers, there's just nothing good on TV today, is it? Oh, boy.
Hi, I'm Father Fran Hiesel.
Ah, change the channel.
I'd like
Let's
to talk
watch
to you
something
today
else.
about your government. The governments in Micronesia.
Please, ballers, change the channel.
Bolton's nomination. Bolton.
Director Giathurai is a well...
And the elected officials replaced one another for a while.
Well, let's see what he has to say.
This is the foundations of our modern government system. Now, let's take a look at how it all got started. Micronesia, once the trust territory of the Pacific under U.S. administration. Before that, the islands were under the rule of Spain, Germany, and Japan. Years and years under one colonial power or another. Then, in the 1960s, the islands took the first step toward self-government. In 1965, the Congress of Micronesia was created. The parade of new leaders began. Tosawo Nakayama, Amata Kabua, Lazarus Sali, Olympio Borja, Bethwell Henry, John Mangafel, Petrus Thun, and Donaire Mariach. A few years later, the Congress began formal negotiations with the U.S. on the future political status of the islands. Another step was taken in summer 1975 when island representatives met on Saipan to draft a constitution for the new island nation known as the Federated States of Micronesia. Meanwhile, some of the island groups began moving in separate directions. The Northern Marianas, which opted for close ties with the U.S., was already beginning self-government as a commonwealth. Within a short time, the Marshalls was negotiating with the U.S. for its own political status. Palau was soon doing the same. By 1979, each of the governments had its own elected officials. District administrators and high commissioners responsible to Washington were a thing of the past. The new island states enjoyed self-government for the first time in a century or more. Island people now governed themselves. In FSM, the Marshalls and Palau as independent nations. In the Northern Marianas, as part of the U.S. The ideals of these new states were expressed in the preambles to their constitutions.
With this constitution, we affirm our common wish to live together in peace and harmony, to preserve the heritage of the past, and to protect the promise of the future.
All we have and are today as a people, we have received as a sacred heritage, which we pledge ourselves to maintain, valuing nothing more dearly than our rightful home on these islands.
In exercising our inherent sovereignty, we, the people of Palau, proclaim and reaffirm our immemorial right to be supreme in these islands of Palau, our homeland.
But self-government is a work in progress. It's a seed planted that needs to mature. These early leaders in Micronesia established the governments. Now it's up to us to develop these governments and make them work.
Government. Do you really think we need a government? Sometimes I think we'd be better off without one. In the old days, we get along fine without, these politicians, the congressmen, lawyers, and government offices.
Wait a minute. Aren't your kids going to public schools? Who do you think run our public schools? What about that painful toothache you had the other day? Who took care of that?
So my grandpa pulled out his own tooth once in the old days. He had to try it twice. The first time he pulled the wrong one.
Did your grandfather do appendix operations too? What about heart surgery?
All right. But we probably wouldn't need heart surgery if we don't have cops always passing out tickets. And, I paid legislators telling us this and doing this. And, cops blow and whistle, don't do that, this.
Oh, I see. So you feel that we should just let people do whatever they please? You rather drive on the left side of the road? Go right ahead. Just watch out for that big truck that is about to hit you. Or you want to build a takeout store in the middle of the runway? Fine, do whatever you please. Just don't let those low-flying jets bother you. After all, it's your land.
So what's the point?
My point is, we need government because it serves and protects.
Huh?
Yeah, the government serves us by providing hospitals, schools, roads, and airports. And also the government protects us by making laws that will help us live together peacefully.
Okay, whatever. So we got a couple schools, hospitals, and maybe a little bit of law and order, but come on, look at the price we have to pay. Taxes, and for what? So government officials can travel?
Well, the president went to Japan last week.
And he went to Malaysia last month, Washington 3 weeks ago, and he probably stopped by in New Orleans and Las Vegas.
Well, no doubt about it. I know he's getting lots of one-pass miles. But, someone has to represent us at international meetings and conferences. After all, he's the president.
You want a representative? You can let me go.
You? What could you represent?
Who could I represent? I'll be representing the Lakers soon.
Well, I still don't see why we need this government stuff. It seems like all they really do is great jobs for people like Frankie here.
Me? I just got here. What did I do?
Oh, nothing. Rickson here is just trying to be hard-headed. I was trying to explain to him that government is important because it serves the people, it protects the people, and it represents the people.
Oh, yeah. They said government is by the people, for the people, and of the people. At least that's what my history teacher was always telling us.
Exactly, Frankie. See, he's got it.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work that way. Remember my first day at work? I went there early to meet this guy to show me around the office, but he wasn't there, so I have to sit there and wait for him until I have to wait for him.
Kill away morning. Are you Frankie? I'm Antir. I've been asked to show you around the office this morning.
Great. I can't wait. We should probably get going. We don't want to be late.
Late? It's just 8:30, man.
But aren't we supposed to start at 8?
Wow. You really are new. Just relax, okay? I will have a cigarette. This is where you will be working, so why don't we walk around and I'll introduce you to some people.
Okay. Sounds good.
This is Kathleen's desk. She keeps our accounts. And that one there is Chase's desk. He does planning and statistics. And this is where Paula sits. She usually greets people and answers the phone.
So, where is everybody?
I don't know. They should be in for lunch, I guess. It's Monday after all. Don't worry. Oh, good morning, Kathleen. You made it.
Yeah, sorry I was late. I have to drop off the kids and then there was some traffic.
Hey, don't worry. We don't get paid by the hour. We're on salary. Anyways, this is Frankie, the new guy. He's going to drive over to the store and get us some coffee. We're out. Can we get the keys?
Hey, didn't you hear? Jesse took the car during the weekend and he had an accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was probably drinking.
Oh, I guess that's why he's not here this morning, huh? He's still probably in jail, huh?
No, they didn't put him in jail or do anything.
But it's illegal to drink and drive.
That's true, but one of the cops knew him, so they just let him go.
Yeah, well, that's too bad about the car.
Too bad? That's a government vehicle. How could he just take it home for the weekend?
Well, he said he was going to use it for work.
But that vehicle belongs to the people. What will happen now? Won't he get in trouble?
I don't know. Probably not. Anyway, I guess we'll just have to put in a request for a new car. It's important that you meet your supervisor, so I'm going to show you his office. This is your supervisor's office. Let's see if he's in. Well, I guess you'll have to meet him when he comes back.
So, where is he?
He was sick all last week, and I guess he's still not feeling well.
Oh, he's just out on sick leave, huh?
Sick leave? You know what? He used that up a long time ago. But his cousin is the deputy director, so no one really worries about it.
So, what should I do today then?
Wow. You're really excited about starting to work, huh?
Well, yeah. I just graduated, so now I have to use everything I learned in school.
Okay. Come on over here and I'll get you started.
Okay, good.
Let's see what we have. You have solitaire. You have poker. You even have internet. That's good. If you get tired, here are some magazines for you to look at. Okay. Glad to have you on board. I'll talk to you later. Keep up the good work.
But
Hey, Frankie. See you tomorrow. Need to leave early so I can go to your funeral.
okay, bye.
Well, Frankie, how was your first day?
Okay, I guess. People just do what they want around here, huh? The rules aren't so important.
Well, it's different these days. I remember when I first started here, we had a different supervisor. He wasn't from Micronesian, you know, he was really strict. If you were late, you didn't get paid. You really have to follow the regulations. But now, I guess nobody wants to enforce the rules anymore. Anyway, don't worry, you'll get used to it. Bye.
Boy, that lady sure got it right. Foreigners can really kick butt. My dad used to tell me this old pale, what's his name? The old American guy used to work here. He would never let stuff like that happen around here. And the Hawaiian police chief back in the 70s, he would have fired the cops for letting the drunk guy go.
Sure. It's easy for the foreigners to enforce the laws. They don't have uncles, cousins, and brother-in-laws to watch out for. They are culturally free. Not like us. Everything we do, everywhere we go, we bump into friends and families.
Hey, Uncle Polly. Hello.
See what I mean? Hi, Rich. What's up?
Hey, my mom is cooking breadfruit. She told me to bring you some.
Oh, okay, thanks. Well, why don't you come on in and have some with us, okay?
This breadfruit is sure good.
Yeah, Rich, this is good. Tell your mom thanks, okay?
Okay, Mom said don't forget about this Saturday.
Huh?
Remember, you have to come over and help us fix the roof.
Oh yeah, I remember. Hey, could you please get me a glass of water, please? See, this is exactly what I was talking to you about. Living on an island like this, very small, we know everybody. And we have all these cultural applications to people.
It's great, isn't it? We never have to go hungry. Can you get me a glass of water, too? Thank you, Rich.
Well, it's really nice that people are always doing favors for each other. But you know, it really sure makes it hard to enforce the law. Remember when we had to call the police to move the squatters off our land?
Oh, yeah. The cop found out the squatters were related to him, and he let them stay. What a wimp.
Well, suppose that was you in that police car. Would you be ready to arrest your own uncle? What about that guy in your wife's family you're always complaining about?
If I had a badge, I would arrest my own brother, you know, if I have to. Not only that...
You? Come on, man. Aren't you the guy who told your high school classmate that he didn't have to pay shipping taxes on his new freezer?
Yeah, well, you know, you have to take care of people you know. Hey, can you help me with some ice in there? Thank you, thank you.
But you know, that's the problem here. On a small island like this, it's really hard to balance cultural applications and the demands of the law. Under the law, everyone should be equal. But here, some people are more equal than others.
Well, so much for these eye-sounding words. Government by the people, for the people, and of the people. You know, this place always run on a person-to-person relationship. You do something for me, and I do something for you.
That can really get you into trouble sometimes, though.
Tell me about it. Do you remember what happened to my cousin Agustin? Well, he was working for the district office, And there was time to build a new school, and they couldn't find a contractor, so he had to find his way.
Hey, Marcy, has the money for the new school building been appropriated yet?
Yes, sir. All the paperwork is finished. We just need to go through the bidding process and then get started.
Good. It's about time. I think that O1 is about to fall down.
Director Agustin, John from the NBJ Construction Company is here to see you.
Oh, thank you, Marcy. Please send him in.
Okay.
Well, thank you for seeing me today. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. Sit down.
Thank you. You know, I just heard rumors that your department is planning to build a new school.
That's true.
Well, as you know, I own a company which is NBJ Company, and we would be glad to do the project for you.
That's good to hear. But as you know, all government projects needs to go through the bidding process.
Well, you know, the reason for me to come here to talk to you personally is that I think you can help us. You know, NBJ Company is a new company, and this kind of project can help us get going.
Sure. I understand. I would love to support a local company like NBJ, but as you know, there's really nothing I could do. Just put in a good bid for the project, and hopefully your company will get it.
You know what I was thinking? Maybe I could help you, and then you could help me. How about that?
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, what I'm saying is that maybe you could help me get this project.
Wow, that certainly is a thick envelope. But I think it's better if you just put in a bid.
Oh, come on. What could it hurt? I promise we will do a very good job, and you will be helping these local companies.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Agustin, we've received all the bids. It's time we choose a contractor for the school projects. I've arranged the files here for you. The lowest bids are here on top.
Thank you very much. Could you do me a favor? Could you please give me the NBJ construction files? I think they're probably the ones who are fit for the job. Okay, thank you very much. I'll give them a call.
NBJ Construction? Aren't they the ones who are building those apartment buildings near the post office?
Yep.
But it's been 4 years and they still haven't finished those buildings. Why would he choose them?
I'm not sure either. It seems like something is going on, but I can't figure out what it is.
Hey, John? I was just calling to find out how's our school project going.
Well, we have the site cleared and we're just about to start.
Oh, okay. Do you have any idea how long the project will be?
Well, don't worry. It won't take too long.
So, John, how is it going?
Well, I actually need to go off island to check on some materials.
Maybe I better come with you to make sure everything goes all right. listen, some of the parents are starting to complain. We really need to get this project going.
Mr. Agustin, the contractor called. He wants to get paid for the building project. But I told him he has to complete the building before he gets paid.
Well, the project is almost finished. Just go ahead and send them the money. Sorry, John. It looks like we're going to have to hire another contractor to finish the job. The parents and teachers are really complaining.
Well, come on, Pete. Just allow me a few more months to finish up the project, and then we'll get the final payment.
No, John. I don't think we can do that this time. We really need to finish this project up so we can start a new dispensary for the village.
Oh, really? So when do you start accepting bids for that project?
If that's what happened, he should really go to jail.
Yeah, probably. But he's not the only one. Other officials have done similar thing like that.
Yeah, I know one guy who gave a big contract to his own brother.
So, that doesn't sound very bad.
Well, the government sure didn't like it. It's what they call conflict of interest, and it's very, very illegal.
Whoa! What's so bad about hiring relatives? At least you can tell them what to do, and they'll do it. Reveal, please.
There's really nothing wrong with hiring your own relatives if they're really qualified. But if they can't do the job and are just there for the paycheck, then it's wrong. They're cheating the public they're supposed to be serving.
What do you mean cheating the public?
Remember, the government serves the people. Let's say you hire a friend to do payroll, but doesn't really know anything about accounting. What happens? Well, you hire a friend, and that's very nice of you. Now your friend has a job, and that's good for him. What about everybody else? What about everyone on payday?
You're right. That would be bad, no paychecks.
See, the rest of the community gets hurt, and you're being just like your cousin Agustin.
Hey, look at me. I'm an islander just like you are. We can't easily wash the culture out of our system. We've always been taught to take care of our family, to repay one favor for another. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, but if you do that, what happens to everybody else? Does our culture teach us to hurt our community? I don't think so. We have to think of the common good.
Oh, here we go again. For the people and by the people.
Right, for all the people.
Oh, yeah. All this heavy talk is getting to me. Why don't we take a walk? That would be good. So I understand what you were saying before, but I think if the government is going to be for the people, then the people has to be for the government also.
What do you mean?
Well, most people I know don't seem to care about what the government is doing. They don't want to get involved. They just want the government to take care of everything.
That's a very good point. People seem not to be very involved these days. But it wasn't always like that. Think about the old days. If the chiefs don't listen to the people, they have to face the consequences.
There was once a chief who decided to appoint his nephew to a high position in the community. The chief called his people together and told them of his decision. His nephew would now be in charge of the harvest. Everyone would need to check with him before taking any breadfruit or taro. Not everyone agreed with the chief, but the meeting was over and people began to leave for home. They continued to discuss the chief's decision. The people knew the chief's nephew was not a bad person, but most people thought he was too young and inexperienced for such a high position. The word began to spread around the village. People were not happy with the chief's decision. Everyone respected the chief and saw him as a good leader. But this was a decision people could not accept. Something had to be done. The chief needed to know that his decision was unpopular. Some of the villagers went to speak with him. They sat with the chief and told him that he needed to reconsider. His nephew was not a good choice, and the people wanted someone to take his place. The chief understood. He was a leader of the people, but he was not a king. His job was to act in the best interest of everyone. He would find a better candidate to be in charge of the harvest. Eventually, the chief called another meeting of the people. He announced his decision. Another more experienced man would be in charge of the harvest. The people were pleased, and the chief was praised for his good sense. The days continued to pass, and the harvest was successful. And the community continued to work with the leaders to make the best decision for all.
Hey, that's a nice story, man, but do you really think chiefs acted that way?
You don't think so?
My father used to tell us about these sparrow chiefs in the old days. He used to say the job of the chiefs is to give orders, and the people is to obey.
Oh yeah? Did he tell you about the chiefs who didn't listen to the people? Did he tell you about that chief? I forgot his name, but it was so unpopular with the people that they had to leave him in battle. 2 days later, they found his body, but without his head.
So what are you trying to say? Leaders were led by the people? That's a little hard to believe.
Why? There are plenty of stories that tell us about what happened to chiefs who lost the support of their people. Hey, leadership is a two-way street. They make decisions, but people need to give input. Leaders are only leaders if people will follow them. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Hey, Polly, you're supposed to pick up LP from work.
Oh, okay. She's at work. You want to come with me to pick her up? I'll drive. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
She'll be out in a minute. Don't worry.
Okay. So, I was thinking about the old stories you shared with me. You're trying to say if people had a voice in the old days, they should have a voice in government now, right?
Well, that's the general idea. But it doesn't seem like you believe it.
You're right about that. Now, figuring out the harvest is a simple thing. But we're not dealing with simple things like that today.
Yeah, I know. Government leaders today deal with taxes, banking laws, foreign businesses, environmental regulations, and all other stuff.
That's my point. Government is so complicated today that it's hard for everyone to have a real input in what's going on today.
You're right, it's tough. If we're going to do it, we need good information about what's going on in the government. And that's what we have Albie for.
Ah, Albie! All she ever does is write light stories, sports and stuff like that. She never really do serious things about government issues.
Yeah, well, lately I haven't done anything too serious. But that's because it's impossible to get information on the government, what they're doing. You want to know what happened last time? Okay, so my editor told me to do this story on a new act.
Albie, I've been wondering about this road improvement project that went through Congress. I wondered how they've been spending all that money. I want you to go check it out. Maybe you can do a story on our next issue.
This is interesting. I wonder what they are doing. I better go up to national government and try to get some answers.
Okay, good luck.
Good morning. Good morning. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm doing a story on the roads project that Senator Tamana wrote. I was hoping I could get a copy of the budget report.
Of course, I'm sure. But right now he's not in the office. If you come back after lunch, I'm sure we can work out something then.
But I thought this is public information. You know, everyone has the right to know what the government is doing. Can't you just give me a copy?
But you know, I don't want to get into trouble, so I would really advise that he come back after lunch. I'm sure when he's here we can work out something then.
Okay, I'll be back in a few hours. Hello, I just came back to pick up a copy of the budget report.
Oh, certainly. All you have to do is go to the finance office and they can give you a copy.
Oh, okay. Thanks for your help. Hello, I would like to get a copy of the budget report for the roads improvement project, please.
Well, you need to get permission from the Speaker's office for that.
Permission? But why?
It's standard procedure. Just talk to the Speaker's office and get permission, then I can release the information.
But I'm sorry. I thought this is public information. Excuse me, sir. Are you the senator who created the Roads Improvement Act?
Yeah, why?
Well, I'm trying to get more information on the project. I've been trying all day to get a copy of the budget report from your office, but it has been very difficult.
Okay, well, I've got a few minutes. Let's find a spot and we'll talk.
Thank you.
So, why are you interested in this act?
Well, this project will affect a lot of people. I want to write a story for the newspaper. If the people understand more about the act and know where the money is being spent, they can give you feedback and help you make the right decisions.
Help me? Listen, the people elected me so they don't have to get involved. They don't want to think about things like this. They want me to make the decisions for them.
But have you talked to any of your constituents? Have you found out whether they need new roads, sewer lines, or water pipes?
Don't you worry. This is my job. I don't need to talk to anybody. The people trust me, and so should you.
It's not that I don't trust you. This is public information. If I write an article about this for the newspaper, people can read it and understand what the government is doing.
You're reporters. You say you're just trying to share information with the public, but you always show the negative side of things in your stories.
Well, actually, we try to show both sides of an issue. Then people can make their own decisions.
Listen, you shouldn't worry so much. I've got everything under control. I will make the best decision for everybody. The money, of course, will be spent on things that will make the people happy. I gotta get going now. Listen, why don't you stick to writing articles on sports and stuff and leave the decision making and the money spending to me, okay? Bye-bye now.
So you went home empty-handed, huh? No surprise there. We've all gone through that experience.
Yeah, it's like the office staff is afraid to give out information because it might make their bosses look bad.
Well, it's not just the office staff. It seems like even elected officials are afraid for people to know what they're doing. They say people don't understand them anyways, so it's really none of their business.
That sounds like the old days. After World War II, our island elected the school teacher because basically they're the only one who know English. And they did pretty much what they wanted to do. And no one else even knew what government is about.
Sure, but times have changed. Most people have been to school, a lot of people have been through college, and most people have a lot better idea of what's going on in government.
Yeah, people know more about the government. But what good is that if the government is not telling us what they're doing?
Yeah, exactly. And without good information, we can't do anything. And the government seems to put a lock on the information.
What about the newspapers and even the radio station? Most of the legislature sessions are broadcast over our local radio station.
It's too much trouble, man. I don't want to have to worry about all that stuff.
Oh yeah, really? What about the time they tried to cut Social Security? You sure were worried about that?
Hey, but that was different. They were trying to take away my money for retirement.
Yeah, and remember what happened? So many people complained that the leaders had to listen.
Well, yeah, I guess I see your point.
What the government does affects all of us. We have to get involved to stay involved.
Oh yeah, government by the people. Isn't that what you keep saying?
Yep, it's not always that easy, but that's what independence is all about.
Self-government is a work in progress. It's a seed planted that needs to mature. These early leaders in Micronesia established the governments. Now it's up to us to develop these governments and make them work.
Celebration on the palace ground. put your hands together.